All right.
Ready.
Ready. We are here with Rolex Rankings number 3, Danielle Kang. Danielle's competing in her 10th KPMG Women's PGA Championship, becoming a Rolex first-time winner with her victory in 2017 at Olympia Fields, making her 10th start of this 2020 season with wins at our resumption events, the LPGA Drive-On Championship and Marathon LPGA Classic. Danielle, I think you've had so much success recently, but I think everything really changed for you with your win at Olympia Fields in 2017. Does that feel like your big breakthrough moment of your career?
Most definitely. I think it's one of the big events of my life, winning the KPMG Women's PGA Championship in 2017, winning a major for the first time in the fashion that I did it with the birdie on the last hole, and without having a win on tour for 5+ years. I think that was something that I was looking forward to for a long time, and it happened.
It happened, and now fast forward, you are number 3 in the world coming into this week's KPMG Women's PGA Championship. What are your thoughts here on Orana Mink? We're hearing it's long and going to be hard out there.
Yeah, the golf course is monstrous, actually. It's I'm thinking about taking one of my wedges out and putting in another hybrid in woods, but we never know. I don't know how it's going to play tomorrow. That's the beauty of a major. Every day is different, depending on weather conditions. It also depends on course setup, on how an LPGA and PGA of America decides to set the golf course up. But I think it's going to be fun if they play it the way we're practicing it. I might not be able to reach a par 4 if I miss-hit a tee shot or miss-hit my second shot, even with the wood. But I think that's the fun of it. Depends what kind of scores they want for the week, and whatever it is, I mean, it's not really up to the players. So whatever comes our way, we're going to have to go with it.
Go out there and face the challenge. I like the mindset. I
Yes.
know you're coming up on a tee time, so we'll go ahead and open it up for questions. Beth Ann, do you have anything to start us off with by any chance?
I just want to ask about the bag configuration. What wedge would you take out? What hybrid would you put in?
So far, we haven't quite decided. I think the 9 holes that I'm going to play today is going to decide for that. Fortunately, I have an afternoon tee time tomorrow, though, so it really depends on how they set up the golf course. If they decide to pull up the tees, I hope they don't, but if they do, then I won't need as many long clubs as I do. So, so far right now, about 3 or 4 clubs are switching back and forth. So it really all depends how cold it's going to be tomorrow and how the golf course is going to play.
Inby just said this was probably the longest course she's ever played. Where does it rank for you?
Like I said, I've played practice rounds that are this long, that plays this long. They just didn't play it that long when Thursday came around. So
Right.
I can give you the answer by tomorrow. If they do play it the way it's going to be, like
Right.
this, then it might be one of the longest golf courses that I've competed on the LPGA Tour. But like I said, I have no idea how they're going to set it up. You never know. We practice off of a certain tee, and you know, like on number 10, I have 4-iron, 5-irons in right now, and they might pull up the tee by 30 yards, and that all of a sudden there's a downhill slope, and I could have a 7 or an 8-iron in. So it really varies depending on the setup.
Come over here to Jeff.
Danielle, as a player ranked so highly and someone with some length, the harder this is set up, is it better? Or can you enjoy that a test on a stage like this if it's made difficult?
I don't know if the rankings have anything to do with that, but I do believe that the golf course is tough, and I think that's another challenge that it's going to be in one of the aspects of when we compete. Length is something that some people struggle with and some people don't. Same thing, it depends on what grass we play. Varies from bent to Kentucky to bluegrass to Bermuda. Everyone's got their strengths and weaknesses, but I can't say any, but there aren't a lot of par 5s that are reachable, which is different than what we normally do, because there's a lot of, probably 70% of the field can't reach it in 2 normally.
Right.
So I think it kind of evens out the playing field a little bit. But, I mean, you still have to hit good shots from tee to green and around the greens. Greens are tough out here.
Yeah.
We'll go down here to Joe.
Hi, Danielle.
Hi.
since KPMG took this tournament over, it's been, you played some really quality golf courses. Where does Aronimink rate with the other courses that you've played in the last 5-6 years in this championship?
Well, since KPMG has taken over the, what was it, Wegmans Women's PGA Championship before?
Yes.
Wegmans Women's Championship, right? And in respect to that, though, Locust Hill was like a great community, and it was there for over 19 years, I believe.
Right.
And I loved that golf course, too. It was really tight, and fairways were narrow, greens were firm, and depending on the weather. But I look at what golf courses that we have played so far, and I really respect the fact that we're able to play these prestigious golf courses. Holly was beautiful. I'm going to have to say Olympia Field's my favorite, obviously.
Sure.
Hazeltine was really difficult as well, and I'm looking forward to this week, and same thing with Baltusrol in a couple of years. And I believe that it's just exciting that we get to play the prestigious golf courses that we do and compete where the history of golf has been, set.
Great. Thank you.
All right, we're going to go to Zoom right now. We're going to begin with Douglas Maida. Douglas, you can unmute.
Hi, Danielle. Thanks. My question is going to be, for you to play well this week, what do you see the keys being for your game?
What did you say?
Could you say that again, Douglas? I think we had a little audio disruption.
Sorry. So in order for you to, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So in order for you to play very well this week, what do you think your keys are going to be that you need to focus on?
I can't hear the last
What do you think are going to be the keys to the course and to your game to play well this week?
Trying not to have any weaknesses from tee to green and around the greens. Honestly, fairways are quite wide, so missing a fairway would be pretty crucial. But just because you hit the fairway doesn't mean you're going to hit the greens. Around the greens are really soft bend. There's a lot of chunks that are playable, so you can chunk it pretty easily around the greens. And then all of a sudden, if you're in the rough, it's a Kentucky bluegrass at a really thick root that just pops out of your face. And not only that, you hit it to about 5 feet, and the green breaks about 5% slope. So honestly, I think you're just going to have to trust your game, all the work that you've done, and just not have any weaknesses in any aspect of your shots. I don't really believe that there's one thing that you have to do really well to be able to perform out here. Golf course is really, really tough.
All right, we're going to take another question on Zoom. We're going to go to Rick Wolfel. Rick, please unmute.
Good morning, Danielle.
Morning.
In keeping with Joe's question, what does it mean for women's golf that you are playing these kinds of golf courses in this event, in the Women's British, and just playing courses that have that kind of history to them?
I think we're headed in the right direction. In general, our commissioner, Mike Wan, has done an incredible job in making the LPGA Tour the way it is. Ever since I joined the tour since 2012, I can't believe the difference it is since my rookie year till now. The purses that we're competing for, I mean, KPMG, the new CEO, President Knopp, has increased the purse this week, paid for all our entry fees, and I respectfully just have so much appreciation for that, and just what the discussions that they have. I don't know what they discuss about behind doors, but I really am thankful for the opportunity that they gave us, and especially with the KPMG Women's PGA Championship, with the women's leadership programs, and empowering women and inspiring all around the world, yet playing the prestigious golf courses and golf itself, elevating our games and our tour. So just thankful for everyone that's involved in it.
We'll go to Beth Ann.
The guys have played here several times. I know on occasion you might pick someone's brain who's played here before. Did you do that, or did you look at your Google Maps imaging?
I did look at my Google Maps. I actually don't know anyone that's played here.
Oh.
Not a single person that I've known has played here. So, but I have heard a lot of different things. People that had advices for me said that they said I would like it. It's more of a ball strikers golf course, they said, but I mean, if you miss a green, you still gotta know how to chip around here. It's the fall, the grass is soft with the firmer rough around it, so it's just gonna be tough. And I think trying to eliminate minuscule mistakes might be kind of key.
What was your first impression from Google Maps when you looked at it?
There's a lot of crisscrossing holes. So you can just kind of I was looking at it as a practice round more so than anything. So if I could jump from 10 to 8 to things like that, but
Yeah, it doesn't really help in the
no,
competition
he's
part.
gonna have to play it and get the speed of the greens. Yeah.
Anything further here for Dan?
Just one
Go
off
ahead.
that Google Maps. What do you try and learn off the Google Map? Is it a lot of wind direction, or what are things you're trying to learn when you're looking at a course from an aerial view?
From an aerial view, I like to see how many bunkers are in the fairways, if bunkers are hugging the fairways and roughs, and around the greens, how undulated it would be. You can't really see the slopes very well, but you can see, for instance, like number 13, there's a bunker, you know, protecting the fairway on the left, yet there's rough on the right. So we'd have to check the rough on the right.
Right.
Yet there's a bunker in front of the green with a cover and a drop off on the back, things like that. So I wanted to know how golf course was going to protect itself, and right now it seems like the bunkers. So I kind of try to focus on the bunkers and type of sand and what kind of shots you could hit from fairways and around the greens.
Were you surprised initially when they redid this a couple years ago? They added 100 bunkers.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So
but-
were you surprised to see how many there were in the clusters and the?
Yes and no. I just kind of, I don't know. Not really, I guess. I just kind of hit my tee shot and try and figure out where my tee shots would be and what would be in play for what certain pin positions, and it's all I can really do until, like I said, we tee off on Thursday, and depends how it's going to play. I think the weather condition is going to really vary it a lot.
We'll go to Beth Ann, and then I'll close with one more.
Okay.
What's
no worries.
the toughest hole or the toughest stretch out here, you think?
The back nine's unbelievable. I have to go play it again today.
Is that what you're planning on?
Yeah, I have to, because I haven't quite got a grasp on it yet.
So when you say unbelievable, what do you mean?
The length of it, the protection around the greens, around the fairways. Even if you want to hit the fairway, you might not be able to. You might have to play a miss shot. And then from there, you have to be able to hit a good 4-iron shot onto the greens. Just because you had a good shot does not mean you have a good putt left. And there's a lot of 3-putt opportunities in the back nine. So kind of, it's just there's never a moment of kind of a, what is that word I'm looking for? Just certainty. And that gives me a little bit of a, just, the uncertainty. I get there and I go, I don't know what to do here right now.
So then you have to get off to a fast start on the front, if that's the case?
Not necessarily. I mean, you don't want to start fast and then think that there's bogey opportunities in the back. You don't want to think like that. But no, I think the back nine is somewhere that you can gain strokes and lose strokes. Same thing with the front. You just can't lose focus on it. But I think the back nine is going to play tougher than the front, in my opinion.
To wrap up, you mentioned the Women's Leadership Summit. We had it up on the video here earlier.
Oh, okay.
And Robin Roberts was on, who has been a big inspiration for me. Inspiring greatness is a main storyline and focus of the Leadership Summit. Who is inspiring to you in golf, out of golf, and what does it mean to you to inspire the next generation of golfers and businesswomen? Mike Wan talks all the time about how you're a small business owner. You run your own business. How do you take inspiration, and how do you hope to inspire?
This might sound cliche, but like my biggest woman inspiration is my mom. A lot of girls look up to their moms, and I'm not a mom, so I actually don't know how she does it. I don't know how she did it. But to be able to, be successful in your own occupation, and, just, she always has taught me to say that being a person is more important. Like, you're a person before you're a golfer. So that's something that you have to focus on, and inspiring other people and making things better around you and around the world. And that's something that she has instilled in my system. And that's something that I'm looking forward to do. Golf has been a platform where it's given me a stage to make a little difference, whether how small or how big. But as long as I can capitalize on that, I feel like I've done some kind of part and to make a difference in someone's life. So that's something that I learned from my mom, and that's really inspiring to me, and hopefully that I could spread that inspiration.
I know you're doing that with your work with UNICEF, and just by showing off inside the ropes. Get out there, have fun this week.
Cool. Thank you, guys.